Hello, my YouTube family. My name is Olaita Feishito, a barrister and a YouTuber. Today, I am here to talk to you on step by steps on how to make thousands of dollars sitting at home and just basically writing. I know you've heard about this, and then it seems almost impractical for you, to be able to do this. But today on this video, I am going to be taking you through the steps by steps that would actually nail you that opportunity to write and earn in thousands of dollars. So if you're a new subscriber, please, you're welcome on board. Kindly subscribe to this channel, like and comment, and even share. We appreciate your efforts to want to listen to me. And if you're a returning subscriber, trust me, you're the real MVP. Kindly like this video, comment and share this video, because every bit of this video is highly insightful. Let's get straight into our video. So writing. I'm sure you've all been hearing about writing and how to make money on writing. But trust me, most of you don't even have an idea on how to dabble into what we call writing. So today on this video, I'm going to be taking you to steps by steps, like I earlier told you, on how to write and earn yourself dollars. I mean, literal money, like money. Like, can I have a rain of money right now? I'm so happy because I'm also a testimonial of this. I'm not bringing something that has not been practical or something I've not done before. No, I don't copycat. I'm also a testimonial of this, and that's why I want to share with you the tips that I used that nailed me, my first remote dollars. And that's what I want to do with you right now in this video. So let's get straight. The first thing I want you to understand is writing is actually a big deal, especially when you want to be professional about writing. Writing is not something, like you do when you were in your school days, when you're writing your WAHEC. I mean, if you want to earn yourself money through writing, there are a lot of writers out there. So you have to sell yourself out and make yourself different to whomever you want to be selling your skill to, with in terms of writing. So to be able to write and to be able to write very well, you have to master the tool of writing. Writing is a masterpiece. It's an art of a masterpiece. Have you ever wondered, when you're reading a novel or a drama, you start to imagine that you are the scene of that drama? That's because the author or the writer has been successfully able to transcribe, your imaginations into reality through the skill of writing. So you to be a professional writer, you have to master the skill. You have to go to school. Just like you go to school to learn nursing, medicine, law, and all of those things, you have to also take some courses. You don't have to go to school like a school setting. There are a lot of courses online that you can take to be able to master writing. And I have a goodness for somebody here today. If you're a gossiper or you can narrate stories, congratulations, you can also write.
Yeah, you for talk am since now.
Oh yeah, you can write. But the difference between telling story, gossiping, and doing all of those things is the skill involved in it. You have to be skillful. The same way you tell a story is not the same way you write. So you have to be able to master this, and be skillful at it before you can be able to earn yourself dollars or money when it comes to writing. Foreign currency. Let me stop mentioning dollars because it can actually come in different currencies. So, but truly, before we go proper into this video, I would like to talk to us about, or tell us, or teach us a few writing tips, not the skill right now, tips that can help you to become a better writer. So today I'm going to be making use of my iPad, because I noted this down, and that's where we're going to be, recounting on these writing tips that can actually help you to grow in your writing. So number one thing on this list is be a reader. You have to be a reader. For you to be a good writer, you have to be a reader. Everybody wants to write, 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 but nobody wants to read. So who read what you write or what you wrote? If you're not a good reader yourself, you can't. You have to be able to read articles or content that are in line with your areas of writing or your areas of interest in writing, so that you can also know how writing in that line and regard is done. So number two thing we want to do is pay attention to your grammar. Your grammar is very important when it comes to writing. You can't be using was where you want to use is, right? So pay attention to your grammar. Pay attention to your spelling. Spelling is important. Pay attention to your vocabulary. What your vocabulary also enhances your writing skill, or it makes it your writing art, because it makes it to look good. For instance, when you say understand and you're saying comprehend, comprehend is much more heavy. It gives it a better feel, than mere understand. Or maybe when you've used understand a lot, stop using it, use something else different, but let it be in the right context of what you're writing. Also, sentence construction. What your sentence construction, the way you construct your sentence, um is highly insightful. Is highly, you cannot say highly, it is insightful. you know it is highly insightful is different from highly it is insightful. You understand? So watch your sentence construction. Also, structure your writing. Every good writing has a logical structure that it goes through. For instance, you have the hook, you have the intro, you have the body, you have the conclusion. Structure your writing, right? So also research and accuracy. Please, this is very important for everything. I tell you, even for what you have done. For instance, you want to write on banking. Don't say because you're a banker and then just go ahead and start writing. No, for whatever thing you're writing, ensure that you have researched and it is accurate. Don't be telling us what happened in 1960, in 2024. Hello there. Don't do that, please. Research and accuracy is very good as a writing tip. More also, be very clear. Let there be clarity in whatever thing you write. For instance, one time I wrote something and truthfully I understood what I wrote, but I read it again to myself like, I don't understand. If I were a reader, I would not understand these things. And what did I do? I just simply withdrew that content and I rewrote it and it made sense. So be clear with whatever thing you're writing. Then number 9 of that is be persuasive. Is very, very is very important to every good writing. For instance, you don't have, some people will say, "Ah, I'm not selling anything to anybody." No, for whatever thing you're writing, you are selling what you're writing to your reader. It doesn't have to be in an exchange for money, but you're selling something. So be persuasive. Let what you're reading, be catchy. That's it. So the number 10th of it is proofread. It's very important. Proofread. Read it to yourself over and over again. And then when you're done reading it to yourself, give it to somebody to edit for you. Somebody you know that is very somebody you know can do the job for you. Let the person edit it for you. So when you're done with knowing the tips of a good writing, then you can now start to earn, or you can now start, to think about earning money through writing. Think about. Now, let me assume you have now perfected yourself in all of these writing tips. You can now conveniently say to yourself, I am a good writer, like you can shoulder pad and say you're a good writer. Okay, so now the next thing you need to know is you need to niche down to something in writing. When it comes to writing, you don't just go ahead and say you're writing. Okay, thank you, we know. But what are you writing on? Professionally, what area are you writing on? You have to be able to niche down to something. So today I'm going to be talking about how many niches of writing do we have. But let me just say 18 type of writing, 18 types of it. So in order to just help you, to be able to discover your niche in writing, I'm going to try as much as possible to be able to highlight the niche, up there. But and I'm also going to try and explain what this niche is so that you can be able to say, okay, I think I'm more familiar with this, and okay, let me go into this, let me go into this. So number one niche that we have is a blog writer. Blog writer, content writer, blog writer, that's blog writing, content writing. A blog writer creates content for blogs and websites, right, on various topics. You create content for blogs, websites, email marketing, on the social media platforms, for various topics. Then we have article writer. An article writer, writes basically on specific topics, maybe in a newspaper, on a website. For instance, let me say you're an article writer on a newspaper on farming. So every week we expect to hear new things on farming, right? So number three, we have a screenwriter. That's script writing, someone that writes scripts, you know. Then number four, we have journalists. Journalist is someone that writes for the purpose of investigation, or for newspapers, for websites, or thereabout, investigation purposes. Then we have speech writer. Speech writer, you write speeches for people. Then we have author, writing books. Then we have editor, reviews and revises writings. And then we have content media manager. Content media manager, create content, for social medias. Then we have social media manager. This manages social media manager manages the presence of an individual or of a company on social media. They work with the media content creators, to manage the content, to manage the presence of, the company online. Number 10, we have what we call ad copywriter. An ad copywriter basically creates content for ads. They are the ones that are behind the concepts, for making ads. So they are basically ad copywriters. They have their own writing is a short form of writing, right? Ad copywriters. We have poets. That should be number 11, writing poems. Then we have ghostwriter. These people, they write on behalf of another person. When they write, or ghostwriter, when a ghostwriter writes for a person, it doesn't take the credibility, or it doesn't take the credit of that work. Another person assumes the author of that work. That is a ghost writer. So number 13, we have an English teacher. We all know who an English teacher is. Then we have a translator. You translate from one language to an English language. You must be bilingual to be able to do that. And then we have a grant writer. Grant writer, they write for grants for the purpose of securing grants, from, say, the government or from a sponsor. Then we have a lyricist, somebody that writes music. Then we have a web copywriter, basically writing content, creating content for websites, including for landing pages and product descriptions. Then we have a publisher. A publisher, produces and distributes writings and all of that. So those are the 18, is it niches and niche thereabouts that we have in writing. So you have to be able to say, okay, which one do I want to be in all of these things? So after deciding which one you want to be in any of these things, the one you are familiar with, what is the niche? A niche is like your comfort zone in writing. So when you have a niche, then you cannot be able to say, okay, now after having that niche, you now want to go and start taking courses in that niche. For instance, let's say you're a content writer. You have to take courses in content writing. There are a lot of things in content, there are a lot of terminologies in content writing that it's beyond I'm a content writer. Because when you go for an interview, you'll be tested in all of these things, right? So you need to now take courses in content writing in see just the CEO courses, how to use, good keywords to be able to optimize, whatever thing that you're writing, that the search engine can catch it, and then you'll be able to reach maximum numbers of audience. It's not just writing, it's skillfully writing that we're talking about here. So that's why you need to go and take courses on all of this. That's when you have identified the one you actually want to start writing on. The number two step that you need to do is affiliate yourself with an industry. It's not about just I'm writing. Where are you writing on? Where are you writing on? So you have to choose an industry that would help you to be able to conceptualize your writing professionally, right? So that you can know what you're really doing when it comes to writing professional. And I keep talking about professional writing because it's a professional writing that can actually get you the money that you actually need to make in writing or from writing. So let me help you with some industries. For instance, what do you want to start writing on? Do you want to start writing on lifestyle? Do you want to start writing on fashion? Is it on marketing? Is it on technology? Is it on finance? Is it on travel? Is it on beauty? Is it on politics? Is it on creativity? Is it on family? Foods and drinks or foods and beverages? Is it on health and well being? Is it on homes? Is it on religion? Is it on gaming? Is it hobbies? Etc. You have to be able to affiliate yourself with an industry. Say, for instance, you're a content writer, blog writer in finance, B2B marketing content strategist kind of thing, so you've niched down to a particular thing, you've affiliated yourself with an industry. So it helps you to be able to focus on what to write on, where to write on, right? And you can also be a content writer in, like, maybe say two related industries, say finance and technology. Finance and technology are quite related, so you can take finance and technology or fintech together and say this is what you're writing on. You have a definition of writing. That way you can be able to earn yourself something very, very tangible with writing. So after you have affiliated yourself with an industry, then you go on Google, for instance, and then you type something like finance project topics or project topics on finance. Google will bring a lot of those project topics to you. So what you want to do is look for like 5 of these project topics. Be grounded in these project topics, like read these project topics thoroughly back and forth. You can take them one after the other. So what do you do next? You will coin the project name to what you understand that project topic to be. And then don't forget, you've done your research and accuracy on these project topics. Now write them down using writing tips. And then your writing skill knowledge that you have acquired from, your courses and everything. Use those things and rewrite those project topics that you have read in your own way, in your own tone, in your own skillfulness. Write it down. Again, let it be like up to like 5. If you can do 10, I mean, you're trying to sell yourself. It's good on different topics, on different areas. Go to Google, go to YouTube, talk, research on project topics that are able to catch an attention of, let's say, an employer, for instance, and then write on these topics. Now, number 3 thing you want to do after you have written these project topics is you need to look for a platform to project your topics or your project. Okay, so, and then you need these platforms to be linkable platforms. Linkable platforms, a platform that you can always copy the link and share, where the public can go forth and read what you have written. I told you, be a reader, because somebody has to read what you wrote. So a linkable platform, the platform I like to use most, and I'm sure this is a popular platform that most people use because it's convenient to use and it's free, is Medium. Medium is a good, is a good writing platform. It allows you to express, and then people are also able to go there, to read your articles. Like writing, it's a writing platform. That's just the English for it. There's no other thing to say. So go to Medium, dump all your writings there. It's self-directory. Actually, when you just go to Google Play Store, you go to iOS, you download it. It's self-directory, and I think I have on my short somewhere on how you can download and start using Medium, right? So download and upload all your works, all your writings on Medium. That's the number three thing you want to do. So the number four thing you want to do is build a portfolio. Somebody will say, but I have platform now. It's linkable. Why do I need a portfolio? You need a portfolio. Duh. You need a portfolio rather, to be able to showcase, to conceptualize your work in one room, in a boardroom, kind of. Because it gives, you're able to use a good infographics, and then it gives your work a good visualization, so that when an employer or somebody you refer to your portfolio goes to your portfolio, they'll be like, this person has quite a work. Unlike Medium, it will just be there. But because you're able to use infographics in portfolios, it gives it a good visualization. And that is what you need to catch an attention that you're a good writer and you have worked on a lot of things. So now I'm talking to you because this is irrespective of whether you have an experience in writing or not, or maybe you have a work. That's why you need to go and get a project topic and start writing. And then look for a platform, dump it there, and now look for a portfolio platform. I think I'm going to make a video very soon on some portfolio platform that I quite like, and that is very good for you to be able to, very easy to use. And then if you don't want to pay or you don't want to upgrade, you can still be able to use it till you get yourself a job and all of those things. I'm going to share them with you, but not on this video. So look for a portfolio platform, put all your work there. And then when your work is there with good infographics, your portfolio is looking very inviting, it makes you look like, oh, you're one official or professional writer. Then the real work starts. This is not the number five. This is where the real work starts. Because this is where you need to now start pitching your clients, right? You need to start pitching your clients at this point. Haven't done all the hard work in the past. You need to now get this job. So how do you get this job? I mean, you've gone on Upwork, you've gone on Fiverr. There are like a lot of competitors out there. People are not, although these platforms are quite very good, quite very good. This, if you know how to use Upwork, if you know how to use Fiverr, is a very good platform. However, that is not where we're going to, because everybody's wondering, where is this job going to come from? I have done all. I have applied. In fact, you will even apply to some website, or you go to some website that they are putting out there. They will tell you that they are not looking for somebody outside of this USA or Canada or whatever, whatever. So where do I get this job? So one thing that I did that was helpful is this. Let's say you're a content writer in B2B marketing or B2C marketing, and then in finance, or let's say in technology. Let me say the country you want to work with is, let's say, USA, or you want to work in Canada. So what you do is go to Google. Google is your friend. Go back to Google and tell Google finance companies or technology companies or SaaS companies in United States of America or in Canada. Then Google will bring you a list of these companies, right? So click on any of these companies and head straight to their blog. Go to their blogs and go and look at how their blogs are. Now, don't forget that you have trained yourself in content writing. Say, for instance, we're talking an example of a content writer now. You've trained yourself in content writing. So you know what to look out for to make a content or to make a blog post good. For instance, there's something we called logical structure. I already talked about it earlier for writing. Now it's also in content writing or is in writing. Basically, that's the good thing for writing. So the logical question, the hook, there's something we call the hook. The hook is your headline, and your headline has to be catchy and informative. You have to have an intro, you have to have a good body, and you have to have a good conclusion. Your conclusion should naturally have what we call CTA, that's call to action. Now go to these blog posts, assess them. Do they follow? Do they have a good? If let assume you're an audience, do you relate to a lot of these things in their blogs? If not, take note of it. You are going to need it. Also, there's what we call marketing funnel. There are four stages an audience has, or there are four stages. There are four, and others are always in four stages. And then you need to write. You should determine if your writing is related to your audience in these four stages. For instance, awareness stage, um, consideration stage, conversion stage, or loyalty stage. If you're writing for the purpose of you're trying to create an awareness of your product to your customers, or you're writing for the purpose, maybe your customers already know about your product, and then you're trying to make them, they are in the consideration stage to know if they really want to do the business with you or not. You are writing to get their attention at the consideration stage. Or if they've already considered you, but you're trying to convert them to a customer. Or if they're already a customer, you're trying to make them a loyal customer, a returning customer. Know the line at which you're writing. Now take note of these things. If these blogs have, or if this blog post have a tone that relates with all of these things. After noting all these things and many more, now you already know the name of that company that you search for and that you clicked on Google. Take that name back to LinkedIn. Type that name of the company on the search engine on LinkedIn. This is an expo. So at this point, you need to like this post and you need to subscribe if you haven't. So take it to the search engine on LinkedIn. When you get to search engine on LinkedIn, bring out this company and the people that works in this company. Now you want to go to the marketing head, or let me say the finance head, or let me say the human resource head. If you're not finding all of those people there, you might need to want to send an invitation to connect. From an invitation to connect, you have a short space where you can quickly write something. So it is from there you will just write. I think it's about how many letter words, maybe 250 or 300. So you want to be concise and precise. Telling them that you've been to their blogs and that you do not think that their blogs, let me say, their blogs doesn't have good infographics that quite, explain the content of their blogs, or their headline is not catchy and is not able to even draw the right audience to their blogs, or maybe that their blogs do not have a good call to action and their audience might be stranded on what next to do with their posts. Note all of these things and go and tell the person that you notice that about their blogs and that you are a content writer and that you would like to help them, you know, take their blog posts to another level and help them reach their right or targeted audience and fulfill their intended purpose as regards their posts, and that they should call you, or they should get back to you and inform you if you could send them the samples of your work or your portfolio. Hey, this way, I mean, there is nobody you will tell this thing. The person will run back first to their post and come and be checking again and say, "Ah, is it true? Is it not true? Okay, maybe it's true." If you do this, maybe let's say you target 5 companies, even though they are shouting that they want people in United States, because they know that you know what you are doing. They might not even put up a vacancy for a blog writer, or an article writer, or content writer, but because you have noted some things about their blogs, they are interested to know, to go further with you and say, okay, let me see what you have done. Let's give you a try on how you can take this our blog post actually to another level. That is a very, very nice and simple way to be able to earn yourself, work, job fast. Think. Use your brain. Hello, use your brain. So that is it. That's what you can do. So let me say you send five, you pitch like five clients in a day. Before a month, you'll be smiling to a job. But please, you have to really know your onions. Onions and Maggie and everything you want to know. You have to be able to cook your work very well. You have to be grounded. Let preparation meet opportunity in your life. Don't just say, okay, let me try an error. If it actually works, then when they call you for interview, you now start saying, what do you want to do? And then you now start messing yourself up. You might even be discouraged eventually when you start going for interviews and then you're not being granted an opportunity for the job. Yes, you might think it doesn't work for you at the end of the day, but when you're already grounded in the knowledge, that the requisite knowledge you need on the kind of niche that you have created for yourself, trust me, writing is a very smooth adventure if you only can master it. And another thing that can help you is to build a mindset of, I can do it. If you don't have the mindset that you can do it, it's just going to look like a magic to you. It's going to look like, let's pass, let's go something else. But if you can say to yourself, why not? If anybody is doing it, I mean, this person is doing it, getting paid, why can't I do it? You get. And so that's it. So that's what we have today on how to earn yourself good money. And another thing that I want to point out is you might not actually earn yourself 3,000 at first. Let's take that disclaimer off, because that disclaimer, I'm sure that writing some maybe brought you into this blog. The truth is, you might and you might not, but at least I guarantee you that thousand, maybe like 1,000, then you graduate to two. And there's one thing an experience does for you. Experience boosts your morale. It makes you to know that I've worked for Mr. A. He's a white guy in Canada, in the United States. I'm not small in the world. I can also work for you. This is my charge. This is my pay. This is what I can do. This is what I've done. You have an experience now. So with your experience and what you can do, you can be able to up, your negotiations, and then you, because you have an experience, you can be able to offer more services and then get more money. So even if you're being paid or you're being offered, let's say maybe 1,000 per month, by the time you calculate all your pay in a month, it's still something good. And then you definitely know that with experience you only get better, and then you start earning more. So that's all we have for today. When you try all these tips, definitely you're also going to be smiling to thousands of dollars as a professional writer. Till my next video, catch ya. Bye. Jesus loves you.